And with the man of the hour, the Chairman and Managing Director of ONGC, Mr. D.K. Sarraf, thank you for talking to ET now. It's official now. It's played according to script. ONGC is going to buy a 51% stake in HPCL. My first question to you is, when you buy out the government's 51% stake, why is this good news for your shareholders?
First of all, let me tell you that we have not been informed of any such decision as of now, but we do understand from the media that in principle decision has been taken by the cabinet that government would like to sell 51% of its holding in HPCL to ONGC. It's good news for everybody, the shareholders of ONGC, the stakeholders of HPCL, the government, everybody wins in this transaction. You are asking about why it is good for ONGC shareholders. You know that the integrated oil and gas companies, they trade at a higher multiple than standalone companies. So ONGC would become an integrated oil and gas companies because we are already there in upstream, we are there in downstream refining to an extent through MRPL. If and when we acquire HPCL, we would become a truly integrated company. We would have upstream, we'll have downstream, which is petrochemicals, refining, marketing, and hence the multiples, trade multiples would be higher, and the value of all these stakeholders would increase.
Mr. Sarraf, we're talking about integrated oil and gas companies trading at higher multiples, having, enjoying more might. But at a time when global oil and majors are demerging their assets, they're demerging their businesses, India seems to be the exception to that. Like, all global giants are now separating upstream from refining.
I think that's not correct. That was correct about 5 years back, when at least 2 major international oil and gas companies demerged. But now those companies, we understand, they are realizing the mistake which they have done, and many of the companies are trying to get themselves to be integrated companies.
You're ahead of the curve, if I may say so, Mr. Sarraf. You know, today, Dharmendra Pradhan, the Petroleum Minister, also informed Parliament that ONGC has submitted a proposal to buy out HPCL. Why don't you tell us what this proposal is? What is the price you're willing to pay for HPCL?
Government had asked us our views on the statement of the Honorable Finance Minister, which he made in the budget. And we expressed our interest in acquiring HPCL shares. So that's what the proposal which Honorable Minister means, perhaps. And as to the price which we are willing to pay, the prices are known. HPCL is a traded company, and it's held as large as 47% by the public shareholders, if we exclude the LIC shareholding and the government shareholding, and we feel that the traded price reflects the true market price.
I would imagine transaction advisors are going to be appointed with every government transaction that takes place, which is the case. Mr. Sarraf, I want to ask you something. If the government insists on a premium, or the transaction advisors say that ONGC must pay a premium for HPCL, it's a strategic sale, the current market price doesn't reflect the intrinsic value of HPCL, will you walk away, keeping the interest of the shareholders in mind?
It's a hypothetical question as of now. So, hypothetical question has no answer. And I don't think that any advisor would say that any premium needs to be paid over and above the quoted price.
Especially because there might be fears later with the CAG allegations that why did you do it at this price, there's a notional loss, etc., etc.
I think we would need to deal with such problems collectively.
So there will probably be a premium because, for example, HPCL is investing in petrochemicals, it's got that refinery in Bhatinda with LN Mittal, etc., which is perhaps not being captured in the share price today. That's one side of the argument, and some people that senior members in the government are saying.
I think this thing is to be deliberated between the buyer and the seller, and this cannot become a news item.
But will you pay a premium if need be?
I said that this is a hypothetical question, and answer to the hypothetical question need not be given at this moment.
What is not hypothetical is that there will perhaps be no open offer for HPCL. Is that fair to the HPCL minority shareholders, or is that also necessary to consummate this deal in this financial year, which is the vision of the government?
I see lot of value for the HPCL shareholders, because the trading multiple for HPCL also would increase, because HPCL also would get lot of value. So I don't think that they have any downside. And even if the open offer does not trigger.
So what is it going to be, sir? Is it going to be HPCL becoming a subsidiary of ONGC? Is that the game plan?
Yes.
And what about MRPL? Would that be phase 2 of the integration?
We do not know for the time being, but what I can say is that there could be lot of synergy in the integration of the two companies, HPCL and MRPL, but the boards of two companies would really take decision, and not ONGC.
Because MRPL, in MRPL, HPCL also holds stake.
Yes, you are right.
So it would be an educated guess. That would be part 2.
What I'm saying is that there is a lot of synergy between the integration of the two companies, but ultimately these two are board-driven listed companies, so their boards would need to take informed decisions.
Once you get the circular from the government, or the notification from the government, the cabinet decision, when are you going to call your board meeting for this acquisition?
As soon as we are ready for the proposal, which is to be put up to the board, we would have a board meeting, and every month the board meets.
Mr. Sarraf, how are you going to fund this acquisition of the 51% stake? You hold a cash cow, if I may call it that, with the 14% stake in IOC. Would that be how you will fund this acquisition?
We are confident that we would be able to fund this transaction quite effectively, which would add value to all the stakeholders. So I can't tell you right away that how we are going to fund it. We have many alternatives available.
Would one of them be that 14% stake in IOC, sir? That's worth 30,000 crore rupees.
I have no comment on that.
And would you raise debt? The petroleum minister has indicated that only if it's at a good rate, you'll pick up debt from the market.
Yes, that is also an option.
So you will not confirm to us? Fund managers have been telling us that you've been talking about block deals in IOC. Sir, you don't have to tell us what price, but is that under consideration? There's no capital gain tax consideration also now.
I can't tell that what are our plans on funding the transaction. We have several alternatives.
So debt or whatever else. What about the cash? You have 13,000 crore rupees in cash.
Yes, we have.
So how much do you think you'll have to raise in the market? What do you think will be the impact on your balance sheet? That's something your shareholders will want to know, the retail shareholders will want to know as well, and our viewers will want to know.
Our balance sheet will become only stronger with the HPCL coming in our fold if the transaction completes.
Mr. Sarraf, always a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us on ET Now.
Thank you.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/ETNow.